Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by Arrowhead at Mountain Spring Water. Chris McGee, Robert Ory, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan. We got Mike Trudell out there in Brooklyn. The very short-handed Lakers lose a tough one to the Brooklyn Nets on the road. The Nets had lost 7 straight games. Bottom line, guys, the Lakers struggled in a lot of areas here. 15 turnovers that led to 19 points. The 16 rebounds, offensive rebounds for the Nets that led to 16 points. A couple of those late in the fourth quarter that were absolute killers. Listen, they got great games from Goodwin. Got a lot of offense from Dalton. Gabe Vincent, a season high. But Luka and Austin both struggling tonight. They combined for 11 for 39.
Yeah. In a game that was winnable, the two things that you pointed out, I think, were the reasons they lost the game. Too many offensive rebounds, and just not enough. Too many turnovers, and Brooklyn was able to, get points off of those turnovers. You needed everyone to kind of have a decent game. And when Reeves was, I don't know, he was like 1 for 9 until he hit that three off the glass. And then Luka, they were focusing on him a lot. The ball didn't move that much. I don't know. The Lakers only had how many assists tonight?
Actually 31.
Oh, that was good. They had 31 assists tonight. I didn't really see.
And James, they hit 19
really see
threes.
That. They hit a lot of threes, but Brooklyn was it was the rebounds and the turnovers, Keeter. And there's too many offensive rebounds. I counted 4 on one possession one time, and it ended up with a 3-point play.
That's when it went from
Brooklyn.
4 to 7 points too.
So it's just hard to get back in a game or win a game when you're lacking. Even though they had 31 assists and even though they hit some threes, still just some of those categories are very detrimental to a ball game when you give up that much.
Yeah, it's very tough. You look at that second quarter where the Lakers only scored 19 points. And it was vital that you could see they took the foot off the gas. They thought this was going to be an easy one. For me, that was one of them ones where you guys on the bench be telling the stars, yo, man, no, let's take them out right here. Push this lead from 20 to 30 and on to the 40 so you can rest in the third and fourth quarter. And for me, that was a telling key because when you got a young team like the Brooklyn Nets, once you give them a little life, it's hard to stop them. I don't care what their record is. Guys who have shaky reality in this league, once you give them some solid ground to stand on like they did in that second quarter, it gives them so much confidence. Confidence is the biggest thing. And once they saw that crack in the Lakers' armor, it was in attack mode. Think about all the threes they made in the second half. That was from that second quarter where the Lakers gave them life. And overall, I thought the Lakers played decent. But once you start that avalanche, it's hard to stop it.
Yeah, you mentioned that second quarter. It was 32-19 in favor of Brooklyn. With 11 minutes left in that second quarter, the Lakers were up by 15, and it looked like they might be able to cruise on this one. But you're right, that Brooklyn got life, Brez, and honestly, if you look at just part of the game, wow, Lakers shot 47% from 3, hit 19 of them. They got 17 from Goodwin. They got 19 from Dalton, 24 from Gabe. You're thinking that's a win, but it just doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, too many rebounds. And Brooklyn, not a good team, period. 29th in rebounding. James, you mentioned the possession where they had like 4 offensive rebounds. That's a power play. That's a 5-on-3 power play in hockey. I mean, that's just too many chances for a team. The Lakers, okay, they had 4 important guys on the bench. 51 points scored among those 4 guys. That's a lot of offense on the side. You can't be turning the ball over, and you can't be giving the opponent these extra possessions. The real problem, guys, is the Lakers schedule. So now you get a few days. You're back at work on Thursday, but that's when you start 6 games in 8 days. It's their most congested 8 days since the 2011 season. Remember, that was a lockout season, James. A lot of the games were condensed in that short season. So not a lot of time to get rest. And then you have that back-to-back Milwaukee and Denver.
And let's face it, the Lakers have been playing some incredible basketball over the last 3 months. I mean, heading into tonight, they're the 4th best record in the league, but they looked a little tired as well. I mean, and rightfully so. They've had a big stretch here with a lot of games coming up, and the injuries have started to hit. Dorian Finney-Smith was out tonight. Rui's still out. We all know LeBron is out. Jackson Hayes. So you're talking 4 major contributors and rotation guys out of the game. But no excuses. You gotta play with what you have. And like I said, the role players did their thing. James, let's talk about the end of the game. Luka hit a huge 3 to kind of get you back right there within striking distance. Then you had the offensive rebound on the other side, and you had the easy bucket.
Yeah.
35-footer. Crazy.
That was a big bucket. I don't know how he got so open there, but he did. As you can see right there, didn't hesitate, wide open, uncontested. But this play right here, I thought was, I was thinking to myself, I was like, don't let him get a quick shot. And I don't know, it's supposed to be a switch, obviously. Gabe didn't get a chance to switch. And that, to me, was just a miscommunication or a mishap that happened at the end of the game. And they wanted to foul, but they didn't want to have an and one with that. So, unfortunately, didn't defend that sideline out of bounds play there correctly.
Yeah, it was a lot of miscues down the stretch. Even that we were talking about that last offensive rebound they got where Vando clearly got thrown to the ground.
Vando had it boxed out, by the way.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where, when you're a team like Brooklyn, and the way that there was a lot of chirping going at the refs, that, they might, hold that whistle sometimes. That's why I'm always telling guys, just play the game. The more you chirp at refs, the more they're going, they're human. They can have grudges. They can have a blind eye to certain situations. And for me, I think the Lakers, the refs held a whistle a lot tonight.
Yeah, they did.
At one point, it was 16 free throws to 2.
Yeah.
Lakers ended up shooting 19 compared to 30.
Yeah,
they've been on the other side of that for sure multiple times, right? So it comes and goes. But it was frustrating for sure, and it definitely frustrated Luka.
Yeah, it definitely frustrated Luka, and that's one of the things that he was a harp on, talking to Shaq, talking to Cole. I said, just let it go, let you play.
Yeah.
You solve everything else, because once you play hard and let that and then just play the game the right way, things will work itself out.
Yeah.
And I felt like that got them out of the rhythm. The guys were going to the hole because when the refs aren't, when they're holding their whistle, that can frustrate you. That can make you miss your shots. That can make you do so many other different things.
Could you sense it on nights where Kobe just wasn't getting a call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really, Shaq more than anybody. And I said, well, big fella, you're going to take care of yourself, because he's about to elbow the heck out of someone.
Yeah.
And you take care of yourself. But, on those nights, like, that's where you get in the huddle. And it got to be the coaching staff, too. You got to let that go. Nobody say nothing. Just go out there and play. Phil will say, okay, we're going to fine you $100 just for the fun of it. Say if you say anything to refs, just play basketball. And I think tonight, it frustrated the Lakers so much that it affected their game, their play.
And there's a way to talk to the refs, too. And usually, if you can contain yourself, it's not initially. It's like 2 plays later when there's somebody's at the foul line. Then you walk over to him. You say, hey, he got me. He fouled me. And then you don't want to embarrass the referees. Yeah. There's a way that you can talk to him, and it's not the way Luka's doing it, because they don't want to hear that right away. They do make mistakes, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you look at the last 2 games, there's been a couple quarters that have really started to alarm me a little bit. They had the 18-point third quarter in Boston with no assists. Tonight, obviously, no LeBron.